What's up, Oilers Nation? This is your Giant pregame show presented by Sherwood Ford. Producer Liam, Tyler, Caroline in the house, and I wish you guys just heard the massive amount of cracks that just came out of Tyler's back. Like, honestly, he did a big crack before the show to get ready, and it was like...
It's like bubble wrap.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Are you okay?
Nah, I feel like $1 million. Losing my voice a little bit, but that's unrelated.
Do you crack your back often?
Yeah, like probably 3-4 times a day. It's probably terrible for me. Don't tell Mike.
Is that normal?
I don't know. Ask Mike.
I'm going to ask Mike. Physio Mike has got questions when I come home. Game 82, Tyler.
Oh, finally. This regular season is over. After 56 games last year, this 82 felt like $1 million. I'm so happy this is the final game of the season, and we get like meaningful playoff hockey in like 3 days.
Well, yeah, let's talk about your shirt. I love
Pray
that
for
shirt.
playoffs. We prayed, and it worked out. We were talking before the show, like January, February, it didn't feel like we were going to get this.
I know.
It felt like Game 82 was going to be a depressing end to a depressing season. And instead, they've had a playoff spot more or less wrapped up for like 10 days now. Home ice advantage has been wrapped up pretty much all week. You're feeling good. Like the vibes in the city are good. Everything, the team is playing great. Mike Smith is playing great. They're relatively healthy going into the playoffs. All signs point towards this team doing damage in the postseason, and that almost makes it harder to sit down and watch tonight's game because it's like, this means nothing. Tonight means nothing.
Well, if anything, we can go and enjoy a hockey game with no stress. And how many times do we have that opportunity? So we'll be there because we're going to the game. We'll also be at Camp Yo beforehand, so that'll be fun. If you guys happen to be there, say hi. We love meeting you, everyone within the Oilers Nation community. But let's quickly talk about last night's game against the Sharks. Obviously, 5-4 OT win. Scary game. Again, not scary. I don't know what the right word is because we know the boys have got the job done. Maybe just a little bit of like a, okay, what's going on type of game. But at the end of the day, the Oilers got it done. And what I love to see the most is there were 5 goals scored by the Edmonton Oilers. And Connor and Leon Draisaitl both didn't score in that 5 goals. So it just goes to show how this team's coming together as a cohesive unit right before playoff time. And that depth scoring is happening.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. Like Hyman even got the OT winner. You had Derek Ryan, Yamamoto, Ryan McLeod. The second power play unit even found a way to chip in, and that's huge. So again, they seem to be firing on all cylinders here. Last night, it felt like the first 20 minutes, they weren't playing their best. They looked sloppy. They were just trying to make cute plays. They looked soft a lot. And it felt like come the second period, they went into the room and they were like, oh shit, we should probably like try to win this game. And then when they decided they wanted to win the game, they went out and did exactly that. And they were much better in the second period. They were good in the third as well. And they found a way to come back.
I love to see it. And that's what I was going to ask you. I was like, where did the wheels fall off for the Oilers in your opinion? And maybe that's it. But you know what? I'm trying to think about it. Like, when you've had a long regular season, like I said, we're game 82, and you know you've made the playoffs, and home ice is kind of locked down, and you know you did the thing, and again, a team that wasn't expected to be there a few months ago, it's probably a little tough to get up for these games at this moment in time when you know that the big games are right around the corner. Yeah. I wonder if they're kind of just saving some in the tank, but again, the boys got the job done, so we're happy here.
Yeah, like I think it is kind of hard to get up for these games, and people are talking in the Twitch chat tonight about like who's playing, who's not. Like, yeah, I think that's a big reason why they're resting McDavid and Draisaitl, not playing them tonight. I think it's a big reason why you haven't seen Darnell Nurse get rushed back into the lineup at all, is because the focus isn't on beating Vancouver tonight. I don't think you want to go out and play your best and all that stuff. Don't want bad habits to creep into the game and whatnot. But who cares? Yeah. Just get to game 1. And I think if we're itching to get to the meaningful playoff hockey, I'm sure every guy in that room is itching and waiting to get into the playoff hockey.
Philip Broberg scores his first NHL career goal. Huge for the guy. Yeah. Again, even considering the fact that they've already made the playoffs and whoever scores, whoever doesn't. But that's nice. It's got to be a massive achievement for him and something he's very happy about.
Yeah, it's a great little momentum builder for him. And I think he's looked just more and more comfortable as the seasons went on. He hasn't really gotten a lot of like consistent stints with the Oilers, but when he's played, I'm starting to like what I see from him, and it's got me thinking he can be a regular next season. The goal was great. I like that again. They got him into the lineup. When it comes to a long playoff series, you're going to need 7, 8 defensemen at some point to play if you're going to go to the second or third round, right? We saw that back in 2017. So get Broberg up, get him a little more acclimated so that if you need to throw him in whatever game it is, it's not like he's coming in being like, oh, I haven't played in the NHL in 8 weeks. He had that bit of a taster. I'm actually surprised that they're not playing him tonight as well. Like, I would have given him another look. I would have rested a Duncan Keith or a Brett Kulak tonight.
Mikko Koskinen, 40 saves on the night. Pretty busy night for Mikko Koskinen. We all know that Mike Smith has solidified himself as the starting goaltender. And like we've said in previous pregame shows, that the numbers don't lie. And we now, where we didn't have faith a few months ago, now we have faith as Oilers Nation. But has Mikko Koskinen established himself as a solid backup goaltender, in your opinion?
I mean, his numbers have slipped a little bit as of late. But, yeah, I think he's fine. Like, I think if Mike Smith were to, knock on wood, get lit up in the first 2 games of the series, and you had to go back to Mikko game 3, I think you're relatively confident in it, but you're hoping it doesn't have to come to that. Mike Smith has secured the number 1 job, and you're hoping at least you can just ride him through a playoff run here.
Could you imagine that if that were the case?
I don't want to.
Honestly, we're finally back on the Mike Smith train and feeling confident, and God forbid.
Yeah, that would be bad. Yeah. Not good.
All right. Anything else? What's going on in your chat? Because I got absolutely 0 people talking to me in the Facebook chat. So say hi, everyone.
Ask us anything. That's what we'll do as we run out the clock on the regular season here. A couple of people upset that McDavid and Draisaitl aren't playing because they needed him for fantasy hockey, which I totally understand. Some people said they're happy that they're resting the key players. And I think, yeah, like you understand it. I mean, if you're going to the game tonight, and this is one of the few games you've been out to, maybe you're a little bit disappointed that you don't get to see McDavid and Draisaitl play. But, I mean, honestly, I'm surprised they didn't split it up. I'm surprised they didn't rest one of them last night and one of them tonight. I'm surprised there's not more guys being rested. Like I said, I would have taken Duncan Keith out of the lineup and been like, man, you played a lot of hockey this year. You're a veteran guy. Sit this one out. We're giving Broberg more minutes. It'll also be really interesting tonight to see how the minutes end up getting dished out as well. Like, who ends up being the guys who play 20 minutes tonight? Because I don't think it'll be like a Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. I think it'll be some of the more depth pieces.
I'm excited to see tonight's game. Quickly, let's give Jay Woodcroft a shout out, because we were just saying, was it Derek Ryan who had some comments on coaching yesterday?
Yeah.
And Tyler, go ahead and paraphrase. But I don't think... We give Jay Woodcroft a lot of credit on this show, but I think when you look at it from a big picture perspective, if Jay Woodcroft wasn't put in the position that he was put in, we are not sitting here in game 82 talking about the playoffs. We are sitting here in game 82 being like, well, unfortunately, this is a little bit of a waste of a time.
Yeah, Derek, you mentioned the Derek Ryan comments, and they were really interesting because, again, I'm paraphrasing, but he sort of said before when things weren't going well, they were just being told to work harder and be better. And now under Jay Woodcroft, they're being taught how to be better, and they're being told which areas of their game need improvement and how they can be better. And he talked about that difference in sort of philosophy and how it's helped them. We've heard guys like Derek Ryan as well talk about how they feel more included. It feels more like a team. And I think that's something we're seeing out on the ice as well. Yes. Like, this feels like a group. The way they were kind of mobbing Zach Hyman after his OT winner last game, like, they seem like a real, the stuff they're doing with Ben right now as well. This seems like such a tight-knit group, and I think that'll serve them well come round 1.
Love it. Quickly, we got Doug in the Facebook chat who says, hi, Caroline and Tyler. Why can they not confirm the time of the games yet? You have an answer for that? I have no idea.
It probably has something to do with the other series, I would imagine. You can't put all the games on every night at the same time, although the NHL does sometimes like to do that. So in the West, Nashville and Dallas can still flip-flop. So I would imagine that has a bit of an effect on how the exact scheduling will go. But we do know for sure it is Monday and Wednesday here in Edmonton. It is Friday and Sunday down in Los Angeles. So there is the sort of first 4, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Ryan said, Tyler, he's sad that McDavid isn't playing to make the 126 plus points mark.
Yeah, I'm very upset about that.
You know what? You get credit because it's not far off, and
my bank account won't get the credit though, which is where I put my money.
I didn't know you actually placed the legitimate
bet. I definitely had a wager on it. I needed, he wasn't going to get 4 points even if he played tonight, so I'm not super upset about it. It was close.
4 points. Yeah,
4
points.
Would
have needed that.
Yeah, well, way she goes. You win some, you lose some.
Man, with Tyler, that was close.
It was close. It was close. There was a part of me yesterday that I was like, I wonder if he can rattle off 5 points for me in this one and get the job done. But he did not. And
maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next year.
All right. Opposition report presented by the delicious Jägburger. This game means nothing, but here we are. It's the last game of the regular season on home ice, taking on the Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks are 40-30-11 on the season, 7-2-1 in their last 10, and coming off of a big 3-2 overtime win against the LA Kings. We love to hear that as Oilers fans. And Tyler, I mean, at this point in time, like we said, this is a game that doesn't have a lot of meaning to it, but what can we expect from Bruce Boudreau and company?
I mean, since Boudreau took over, they've been one of they've been in the top half of the NHL. It's just their incredibly slow start that ended up sinking them. And even since they've been eliminated, they've been playing some really good competitive hockey games. You mentioned beating LA. They kind of got tossed around a little bit by Calgary, but they still really fought hard. So I think tonight, if you're an Oiler, you're sitting in the room thinking this is just going to be an easy cakewalk of 60 minutes, I think Vancouver might surprise you a little bit. This team's going to come out and work very hard tonight. You mentioned some of their top guns. Like the fact a guy like JT Miller has quietly almost put up a 100-point season. He's got 98 points in 79 games. I mean, that's crazy. Yep. Elias Pettersson has been one of the best players in the NHL in the second half of the season. There are guys to watch on this team. If you're hoping the Oilers win, it's not going to be a cakewalk.
All right, lines for the Canucks, for the Vancouver Canucks.
The lines for the Vancouver Canucks. Yes, let's jump into it. JT Miller, like I said, he's centering that top line. He's got 7 points in his last 5 games. He's got Connor Garland on the left side and a former friend, Alex Chason, over on the right side. Elias Pettersson, Brock Besser, and Vasily Podkolzin is the second line. Brad Richardson with Matthew Highmore and Jason Dickinson on the third line. Juho Lammikko with Nick Patan and Sheldon Dries is the fourth line for the Canucks. And the D pairings for Vancouver, Ekman Larsson with Myers, Hughes with Shen, Brad Hunt, another former friend, with Travis Dermott, the former Maple Leaf. And starting between the pipes tonight for the Vancouver Canucks is going to be Spencer Martin. The Oilers have seen him once so far this year, and he's got some great numbers on the season as well, with a 1.72 goals against average and a 951 save percentage on the year.
Now I'm just looking at the Oilers lines, and things have shaken up a little bit because of obviously players who are going to be rested. So Tyler, let's get into that. Yeah,
let's jump into the Oilers forward lines. We don't have full confirmation on this. Like I said, we know Draisaitl's out. We know McDavid's out. So the top line is going to be Nugent Hopkins, Kane, and Puljujarvi. The second line, McLeod, Hyman, and Yamamoto. The third line, Derek Ryan with Zach Kassian and Warren Fogle. And then the fourth line is going to be Devin Shore with Derek Brassard. I think I heard that Russell's coming back in, so I imagine that means Broberg is out unless they're going to go with that 11-7 approach. The D pairings, Kulak with CC, Keith with Bouchard, and then Russell with Barry. Again, maybe we see Broberg draw in as the seventh defenseman, but at this point I think it's unlikely, and they'll probably throw another forward into the mix there. I'm trying to think of who's out of the lineup that they even could mix in, though. So, we'll see. I mean, the lineup is a shell. And even that top line, like Nuge, Puljujarvi, and Kane, I think that trio might play less than like the Derek Ryan, Warren Fogle, Zach Kassian trio. I think Jay Woodcroft might lean really heavily. You might see a guy like Derek Brassard play 20 minutes tonight, just because I think they want to get those guys lower in the lineup, really, really going in up to speed, and they don't want to risk injury or push the top guys too much.
Absolutely. All right, bet of the game presented by PointsBet. Where are you putting your money tonight as you drink so much water? I don't know how you freaking do it.
I know. I drink a lot of these during the
course. No, it's good. It's healthy. I'm on the unhealthy side. I don't think I drink nearly enough. Okay, continue.
The Oilers are favorites, minus 136. I don't think it's smart to bet on the Oilers tonight. Could they win? Yes. They're not playing basically their 3 best players with Nurse, Draisaitl, and McDavid. So I don't think it's wise to put money behind this team. Koskinen's playing the second of back-to-backs as well. The Canucks are plus 115, though, so if for some reason you want to bet on them, I don't think that's a terrible idea. The Oilers are plus 170 on the puck line. The over is set at 6.5, and I actually think I kind of like the over in this game. Liam's nodding his head. He likes the over as well.
Yes.
It's paying plus 105 as well, so you're getting a plus money payout on there. Liam, any shot props you're digging into?
I haven't found any shot props yet. A lot of them aren't on there because the lines aren't 100% set.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're looking for a point, I would look at Evan Bouchard. He's hit it in 4 of the last 5.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's at, but...
Yeah, whatever it's set at, he's been hitting it pretty consistently. Goal scorers for the Oilers, like I said, with the big guns out. Kane at plus 135, Hyman plus 175, nice. Puljujarvi plus 230, Yamamoto got on the board last night. He's plus 250, so is Nugent Hopkins. So those are the big guns and their payouts for the Oil.
Nice. Anything going on in your chat? Because mine is not popping.
A lot of people are asking why I'm ducking a potential kiss with Bagged Milk, even after he released a song. Bagged Milk, if you want it, you can come in right now.
Oh my God, what is happening?
No, I'm just kidding. I know he won't come in here. So, the Twitch chat really wants me to kiss Bagged Milk. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. Someone says McLeod really deserves to shine tonight. He scored last night, and that puts the Oilers up to, I think, 10 goal scorers with multi-goals, or in double digits for goals on the year. Yeah, 10. It's Ryan, Nugent Hopkins, Bouchard, Fogle, Puljujarvi, Yamo, Kane, Hyman, McDavid, and Draisaitl. And then they have a couple of guys, McLeod and Nurse, are sitting at 9 on the season. So McLeod could hit that 10-goal mark this year, which would be a nice little milestone for him. Yamamoto hit the 20-goal mark. So some guys hitting milestones as we close out the season here as well. That's something to watch. But if they can get up to 11 goal scorers with 10-plus goals on the year, that's like a pretty impressive number. It shows how deep this team is.
This is crazy. Time flies. Game 82, everyone. I'm already dreaming of the pizza I'm about to eat at Campio. We're going to have fun at the game.
Yep.
Like I said, we're going to be there, the whole nation crew. So please say hello. We appreciate you guys so much. And all season long, all 82 games, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Also, I got to give the biggest shout out to producer Liam because he makes the magic happen behind the scenes. And Tyler, it's been fun, and hopefully we got 2.0 in us for the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll be ready to go for the playoffs. Game 1 on Monday. We got some fun stuff for the pregame show kind of planned out as well. So if you tuned in during the regular season, we appreciate you. And tell a friend. Let's make this thing bigger in the playoffs because it's going to be a whole vibe.
Nice. All right, everyone. This has been your Giant pregame show presented by the one and only Sherwood Ford, and we'll see you next time.